Hi, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. My name is Ginger Pierce, and I am one of the travel agents with Marvelous Mouse Travels. MMT is the agency that runs this Facebook group, as well as several others that are focused on different destinations. We are also an earmarked platinum authorized Disney vacation planner. And what that means is that we have been trained by Disney to be experts in their vacation product, and that we also have been recognized by them as providing exceptional customer service. So, welcome to Sundays with MMT. This is a weekly live agent panel series that we do in one of our Facebook groups every Sunday night at 8 p.m. Eastern. And we like to discuss different topics and take questions from our viewers. And tonight's topic we are all really excited about because it's one of our favorite things to talk about, and it is restaurants at Disney World. What are the best restaurants at Disney World? So we have a lot of our opinions and experiences that we're going to share with you, but we also want to save some time at the end of the video to take your questions. So if at any point during what we're sharing with you, you have a question, go ahead and feel free to drop that into the comments. And then at the end of the video, we will come back and get all of those questions. And also, we would love to hear your opinions. So if you have a favorite Disney World snack or dining location or anything like that that you would like to share with everybody, feel free to drop that in the comments too. So we would love to hear your experiences and your opinions as well. So we are going live tonight using a program known as StreamYard. And StreamYard might ask you if you do want to post a comment to approve it to display your profile picture as well as your username. Just know that you don't have to accept that permission. You can decline that and you can still post your comment anonymously, and we'll still be able to see it and interact with you that way. So I'm joined tonight by three awesome MMT agents. So ladies, thank you so much for being here tonight. And if you would take just a second to introduce yourselves, tell us how long you've been with the agency and what's the best way for people to contact you if they're interested in planning a vacation.
Hi everyone, I'm Danielle Elliott. I've been with MMT for about over a year now, and the best way to contact me is my email, danielle.elliott@marvelousmousetravels.com.
Hi everyone, I'm Chrissy and I've been with the agency since July, and the best way to contact me is chrissy@marvelousmousetravels.com.
Hi everybody, I'm Katie LaFleur and I've been with the agency almost 1 year coming up here. Best way to contact me is my email, katie.lafleur@marvelousmousetravels.com.
And again, I am Ginger. I am just about to come up on my 3-year anniversary with the agency in May. I'm a master planner, and the best way to get in touch with me is actually my blog, which is gingermmt.com. It has a lot of information on it, as well as links to my other social media accounts if you want to connect with me on social media, wherever you are. So, ladies, there are so many options when it comes to dining at Walt Disney World. And I think sometimes that can maybe be a little bit overwhelming or intimidating for people who are planning a trip when it comes time to book those dining reservations, especially if maybe it is your first trip. And I know sometimes even those of us who are Disney veterans and who go to Disney a lot, sometimes we get stuck in a little bit of a rut when it comes to dining, and we have our favorite places and we tend to go to those places over and over again. And so I'm really excited to kind of get to hear other people's opinions tonight of what you guys think are the best and what our viewers think are the best restaurants, just so that, we all walk away with maybe some insight into new places we want to try, or maybe some more information about why those tried and tested favorites are tried and tested favorites. What is so great about those. But to kind of take us through this discussion, I thought we would divide our discussion of restaurants up into categories. And so the first category that I want to talk about with you guys is quick service. So just to give people maybe who are new to Disney dining some information about what quick service dining is. Quick service is essentially Disney's version of fast food. So quick service locations don't require reservations. They also are things that, essentially you can walk up, you can order through the app, or you can order at a counter during normal operations. And it is going to be kind of that little bit faster and less expensive form of Disney dining. And so you'll find quick service locations at every on-site resort hotel. You'll find them in every park, and you will also find them at Disney Springs. So, ladies, what are some of your favorite quick service locations at Disney?
Some of my favorites. So I like a lot of the ones in the resorts. So if you go over to Coronado Springs, they have sort of this market in their quick service area, and it's really interesting because you can go to different places and get something different in each different little cart area, and that's pretty neat. And then I like Pecos Bills in Magic Kingdom. I don't know why I like that one so much, but I prefer that one over all of them. But those are some of the ones that I like. And at Epcot, I like the one inside the land with all the different. It's a big giant food court. But then I also like the one in Mexico too. So there's so much great places to eat, even if it's quick service at Disney.
For me, I'm definitely gonna have to go with Satuli Canteen at Pandora World of Avatar. It's really funny because when my husband and I went a couple years ago, and he kind of thought that Disney quick service was going to be all hamburgers and hot dogs, and I had to tell him no. You get really awesome food. I think that Satuli, you can get the bowls with different proteins and different sauces and rice and like sweet potato hash, and it's delicious. And I think that it's a really unique option for quick service for people who are maybe looking for something a little bit different. I also love Deluxe Burger at Disney Springs, and also Polite Pig.
And we happen to love Chicken Guy at Disney Springs. I love all the different dipping sauces that you can do. And, you know, who doesn't love chicken fingers? I agree, right? Like that makes the whole restaurant. So we love that. And I know sometimes people would consider this a snack more than maybe a quick service meal, but Dole Whip, it's my go-to always. Where I can find a Dole Whip.
Yes, absolutely. So my favorites, goodness, I have a lot. I have a lot of different favorites. I think in Animal Kingdom, I would have to go with Flame Tree Barbecue. Flame Tree Barbecue, it's when you're eating in kind of this open air section that you can see here on the screen, but the food is just so good. My favorite thing to order there is actually mac and cheese with pulled pork on top, and it has onion rings on top of that. It sounds like a weird combination, but it is delicious. And in Hollywood Studios, I love Docking Bay 7, which is in Star Wars Galaxy's Edge. I think that the food, we typically order the, now there's a Star Warsy name for whatever, you know, it is, but it's actually pot roast essentially. And it is as good as some of the pot roasts that I have had in some of the table service locations at Disney. So I really like that one. In Epcot, I love Regal Eagle, which is their newest quick service location. It's also barbecue. It's Muppets themed. It's in the America Pavilion. And it is, not only is the theming in there awesome if you're a fan of the Muppets, but the food, again, is really, really good. And in Magic Kingdom, I would probably agree with Chrissy, and I would go with Pecos Bill. I just really, really like that location a whole lot. So, and we didn't even talk about all the resorts, but some of the resorts, food courts, like at All Star Movies, there's even a secret menu that you can ask for, you know, in their quick service location. And they bring out like this briefcase and everything. You feel like you're in a James Bond movie, you know, when you're getting that. So there's just lots of awesome quick service available in the parks and outside the parks at Disney World. So now let's talk about table service restaurants that aren't character meals. So we'll come back to character meals a little bit later. But Disney table service restaurants, just again, to give you a little bit of background information, are just the traditional restaurant experience that you would have if you just eat out in your hometown. You know, so you're going to make a reservation, you're going to have a waiter, you're going to order off a menu. And so it's just that traditional restaurant experience. And you will find table service locations at most of the moderate level on-site resort hotels. You'll find them at all of the deluxe level on-site hotels. You'll find them in every park, and you'll also find them at Disney Springs. So, ladies, what are some of your favorite non-character meal table service locations?
I love Beaches and Cream. I
Yes.
guess I'm a sweet girl. I go for like the ice cream and different things like that. So Peaches and Cream at Beach Club is probably one of my favorites.
Yes, I totally agree with that. Anything else?
Oh, go ahead.
Oh, I was just going to say, anyone who has talked to me about Disney restaurants for 0.5 seconds knows what I'm going to say. But Three Bridges Bar and Grill at Coronado Springs is my favorite. It's actually quite possibly my favorite restaurant on property. I love the atmosphere, the food, the drinks, and you get the view of the beautiful Grand Destino Tower. So you just can't,
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah. And that one's got a really great atmosphere too. It's just so relaxing at that location. We were talking about that before the video started, just about how it's just the place you just want to sit and spend all day.
Yep,
if you possibly can. Yeah.
I have a lot of favorites. Is that okay?
Yeah, sure.
So I love Ohana's over at the Polynesian, and the variety of the food, and they bring all that food to you, and the food at Ohana's is just spectacular. And then there's the California Grill over at Disney's Contemporary Resort, and Narcoossee's is really good too. Both of those restaurants, they'll actually pipe in the music from the fireworks, and that's really awesome as well. We usually eat Thanksgiving dinner at Marrakesh over in Epcot. That is one of our favorites. If we're in Epcot, it's our go-to. If we can't find anything else, it's usually Marrakesh that we end up at. So there's a lot that we really, really like. And then I just tried the Edison over at Disney Springs, and they have killer grilled cheese sandwiches.
Wow.
Yeah.
Who doesn't love that? Yeah.
So I don't really think you can go wrong at any table service restaurant at Disney. You should go and try every single one if you can.
Yeah, I totally agree. And honestly, I think that some of the best table service locations are at the resorts or at Disney Springs. Like there are great ones in the park, but some of my favorites are not in the parks. Now, I'll give you one of my favorites that is in a park, and it is in the Italy Pavilion at Epcot, and that is Via Napoli. I love that location. You can actually see footage of it here. It's got a great atmosphere, but they make the best like wood oven pizzas ever. I love their pizzas, and they're also like you can get a pretty good sized pizza, plenty enough for a family to split. And so that can really be a very economical table service option too. So I love that one. But my absolute favorite restaurant on Disney property, hands down, period, is the Grand Floridian Cafe, which is obviously at the Grand Floridian Resort and Spa. It's just a quick monorail ride away from the Magic Kingdom. So it's a great option for breakfast, lunch, or dinner on your Magic Kingdom day. But I love this restaurant. I love the atmosphere. It's got plenty of natural light coming in through all of these windows. And they just have the best food. Like they have this fried chicken that is probably my favorite fried chicken. There's a picture of it right there. It's got this bacon vinaigrette on the top of it. It's got this crispy breading. It's just so good. So those are my favorites, hands down, for sure.
I was going to say too, I love starting my day at Grand Floridian Cafe and getting breakfast and just taking the monorail over. And yeah, I mean, it's perfect.
It is. So let's talk about character dining for just a second. So just so you know, again, if you're new to Disney dining, to give you some background information, character meals give you the opportunity to enjoy a meal that might be a la carte. It might be a family style meal. During normal operations, it might even be a buffet. They're not doing buffets right now, obviously, because of health and safety practices, but you get to enjoy a meal, but you also get to have interactions with characters. And so, obviously character dining is social distanced right now. So it's not the traditional experience, but it's still a great experience. I have done character dining post reopening and had that more modified experience, still thought it was a great experience. But during normal operations, those characters will actually come up to your table. They will pose for pictures with you. They'll interact with your family. Sometimes they will even sign autographs as well. So if you don't want to use a fast pass to meet a character or have to spend your park time waiting in lines to meet characters, these character meals are a really great option because you have to eat anyway. And so it kind of, you get to kill two birds with one stone. But, what are some of your favorites, ladies, character dining locations?
Our family's favorite is Chef Mickey's. That's our go-to. My kids love it. They love the fact that they can go and pick all the different things. Now, granted, it's different a little bit, but without the buffet style, but they love to be able to pick all the different things, and Mickey waffles you can never go wrong with. I actually have a gluten allergy, and so when I've been to Chef Mickey's, they are wonderful. The chef actually comes out and tells you exactly what you can eat and what you can't eat, and then they actually also make homemade fresh gluten-free Mickey waffles, and they'll drop them off right at the table. So
That's
Chef
awesome.
Mickey's is one of our favorites.
That's awesome.
For me, it's probably going to be Crystal Palace. During normal operations, we are big Winnie the Pooh fans in our house. So anytime that we get to see the Pooh characters, we just love that. And same thing, we love the food, we love the variety. So
I'm going to go with Ohana's again. I can't usually decide whether to eat breakfast or dinner, but we love Lilo and Stitch. So
Yeah. Go ahead.
I was just going to say, I think that Ohana is the only place you can see Lilo and Stitch on property, actually.
I think so, especially since they closed Stitch's Great Escape. So
Right.
I think you're right. Yeah. And I forgot to mention this earlier, but just so you know where you can find character dining, you can typically find a character dining location on most of the resort, like the deluxe level resort hotels will typically have one, but you can find them during normal operations in every park. Right now, I don't believe, you guys can correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't believe there's one in Animal Kingdom right now. But there is one in the other three parks, even during, these reopening protocols. But my favorite, this is really hard. This is like, I think the hardest question for me, at least tonight, because I love character dining. It's one of my favorite things to do at Disney World. But if I'm going with the mixture of atmosphere, characters, and food, I think I would probably have to give the edge to Storybook Dining with Snow White at Artist Point. That is located at Disney's Wilderness Lodge. You can actually see their little dessert tray here in this video. They have gooseberry pie and little chocolate poison apples. And I think that the other one with the little dopey hat was like chocolate cake with vanilla frosting and stuff. But the food in that restaurant was so good. Everything from the entrees were really, really good. I had I think it was called a walk through nature. It was actually a vegetarian dish. It was gnocchi, but it was really good. My husband had, I think, some sort of like roasted pork loin or something like that. He said was really good too. But everything we tasted was great, and I loved like that atmosphere in that restaurant is awesome because every time they play music, the lights in the little trees, they have trees all around you, so you feel like you're in the forest, and the trees change colors and everything lights up, and it's one of the few character dining locations where you can actually interact with a villain because the evil queen is there. Now that one is not open right now. We hope that it comes back very soon. But ladies, of the ones that are open right now, which let me know if I'm leaving one out, Topolino's is open right now. Hollywood and Vine is open right now. Garden Grill is open right now. Cinderella's Royal Table. Am I leaving one out? I feel like I'm leaving one out. Oh, Chef Mickey. Yes. So Chef Mickey is also going on. Of those, the ones that are available right now, which one do you think would be the one you'd recommend to clients?
I'm going to go with Garden Grill, especially with younger kiddos. They have a lot of kid-friendly foods, both for breakfast and dinner. And for dinner, you're going to kind of get, at least with the current menu, kind of some mac and cheese, and I think some turkey and some stuffing. So if you're kind of feeling like a little turkey dinner, I think that's a good one. And I've been hearing really good things about the character interactions there. So, and it's also a little bit smaller, I believe. So you do get more character interaction. So I think that's really great.
Yeah.
I think I'd have to choose Topolino's. It's one that the characters are so cute. They're all dressed up in their gear, and they've got, the paint, kind of like the paint theme and the artist theme going on, and the food. I don't know. It's just, the scene is beautiful. The food is delicious. And I love the theming of the characters. And plus the Riviera Resort is hands down just gorgeous. So that'd be my favorite.
I would have to agree with that. I loved the food at Topolino's. I love the view. I love the resort. I just loved everything about it. I thought it was a great option.
That's how I feel. I think it's one of Disney's best so far that they've added. So.
Yeah. Chrissy, what about you? What would be the one of those? Oh, okay. I think we're having
the character.
Yeah.
Oh. At the parks, it would be Garden Grill. Because they have the restaurant that rotates.
Yeah, that's true. It does. It rotates around the land pavilion, which is really neat. Yeah. Awesome. So let's talk about something that most people probably don't automatically think of when they're thinking about Disney restaurants, but let's talk about date night. What do you think would be a great restaurant for date night if mom and dad have the opportunity to maybe leave the kids with grandma and grandpa for an evening and sneak off by themselves? What would be a great restaurant for date night?
There's one that pops into my head right away, and it's Boathouse over at Disney Springs. I think the beautiful scenery that you get sitting right by the water, and then you can take the floating car boat out and have that be part of your date. What a fun experience for a couple to just do something a little bit different than maybe going out to a restaurant.
Yeah, I agree.
I love Wine Bar George. I think that it has a really sophisticated atmosphere without being too stuffy, and just having all those different wines that you can try. And I believe you can try quite a few of them by the ounce. I think that's great. And the food's delicious. I've been there for lunch, and they have one of my favorite lunch dishes on property. So I can only imagine how delicious the food is at dinner.
Our favorite date night restaurant is Le Cellier over in Epcot in Canada.
Yeah, that's a great one. I think I would probably go with another Epcot choice. I would say, I think Le Chef de France, which is in the France Pavilion. I don't know what it is about that restaurant. Maybe it's just the fact that it's right in the middle of, but I just think it's so romantic. It has, those beautiful windows that look out onto World Showcase Lagoon, and it's just a pretty location. So that would probably be the one that I would choose. In fact, my husband and I are going down by ourselves in June for a couple of days, and we're going to eat there for a date night. So, I would book it for myself. So I would suggest it, for other people too. So we have talked about a lot of restaurants in a lot of different categories, but some of my favorite things to eat, and I think probably y'all's favorite things to eat too, are snacks that can be found at kiosks or counter service locations. So where can we find your favorite snack at Walt Disney World?
I love a Mickey bar, and you can find that a lot of different places.
Yeah.
Can't go wrong with a Mickey bar for breakfast, lunch, or dinner.
That's a great breakfast right there.
My favorite snack is at Epcot. It's in the France Pavilion, and I don't speak French, so I'm not going to attempt to say it, but it's in the little ice cream shop. It's kind of tucked in the back, and it's the macaron ice cream sandwich. And I love them. I love the chocolate one, and I think that they have some seasonal ones every so often. They also have a really good brioche pressed sort of sandwich thing that I really want to try on my next trip.
Yes, we love that place. Everything there is good.
I don't really have any favorite snacks, but I really like eating around the world at Epcot, and one of my favorites is the cheddar cheese soup over in Canada.
Yes.
Mhm.
It's so good.
Yeah.
I think my favorite snack is the cheeseburger spring rolls. And you can find those at the spring roll cart, which right now it moves. It used to be over by Pirates of the Caribbean. Right now it is right at the entrance off of the hub into Adventureland. But they have the best cheeseburger spring rolls I've ever had. They are worth the $7 that you pay for them. Like they are so, so good. But I also agree with Chrissy. I love the festival food, and with the festival that's going on right now, which is Flower and Garden Festival, they have violet lemonade, which I know is not a snack; it's a beverage. But their violet lemonade is so good, and that's one of my favorite things to get at Flower and Garden Festival. But there's so many good snacks at Disney World that you kind of just have to build in some room and try them all because they're all really good.
My next one
Go ahead.
Gluten-free beignets.
Oh, that's a good option.
Beignets.
Now, where do you find those?
Port Orleans. So that's one on my list for next time.
Yes, we hope they reopen that one. That's a lot of people's favorite resort, and I know a lot of people are really waiting for that one to reopen, myself included.
I also love the sweet and spicy chicken waffle sandwich at Sleepy Hollow.
Mm-hmm.
So
that's a good one too. The over at Gaston's Tavern, they have the big cinnamon roll. I mean, like our family of 4 can split that cinnamon roll. It's huge. And we also love to get Le Fou's Brew over there, which is like frozen apple juice with I think it's passion fruit foam on top, and it has a little bit of marshmallow syrup swirled through. It sounds weird, but it's actually really, really good. And we like that one too. So I think that's all that we want to share. So I do see that we have some questions and also some people who have been commenting some of their favorites. So let's go through and look at these comments here. Hello. Thank you for watching. Hi.
Hi.
Love the variety of quick service. Yes, I totally agree. You can find hamburgers and chicken fingers and stuff, like Danielle was talking about. You can find that stuff, pizza, but you can also find the Satuli canteens and the Flame Tree barbecues and all of those, the Pecos Bills and those other options too. Wondering for something like Dole Whip that you would typically walk around with while walking from attraction, how does that work with the mask policy? Can you take it down briefly? Okay, that is a great question. So Disney's official policy on that is that unless you are stationary and socially distanced, your mask has to be on. And so what that means is no walking while eating and drinking, no standing in line while eating and drinking. Like you have to be stationary, socially distanced in order to be able to take your mask down. So I think the official answer on that one would be no. You would need to stop and build in some time to stop and eat it. So, hello.
Hi.
Oh, that sounds good. Have any of you guys ever tried the potato casserole? I have not, actually.
No, I've heard about it though.
Yeah. I know they have a really good potato casserole over at Akershus, Royal Akershus in Epcot. Yes, me too. So good. Oh, another Le Cellier, Chrissy. There you go. Love the boathouse. Oh, was that about Le Chef de France? Yep, that's a good one. Give me all the. Yes, I totally agree. They're so. Oh, I didn't even mention the Cheshire Cattail. You can typically find that one over at Cheshire Cafe, which is really close to the Mad Tea Party in the Magic Kingdom, and it's like this flaky, buttery pastry with dark chocolate swirled through it, and then icing. It's all the colors of the rainbow. It's amazing. Cheeseburger spring rolls. Yes, they are so good. They are huge, aren't they? Yep. Oh, I've not tried those, but I think, are those the ones that have like all of the different dipping sauces that
I
you can
think
dip
so.
them in? Yeah, I love a churro too, so that sounds really good. Dole Whip, a classic. I'll have to take y'all's word for it. I'm allergic to pineapple, so I can't have Dole Whip, but
Oh,
yeah. My husband has to eat it and I have to enjoy it vicariously. How do you guys feel about the Rainforest Cafe? It's a chain, but I've never been able to take my daughter there before, and I think she would like it. A lot of other Animal Kingdom restaurants have menus that I worry she, age 6, wouldn't like. Definitely, I think Animal Kingdom is a more adventurous park in terms of food. Would you guys agree? You know,
Yeah,
I
definitely.
honestly have not eaten at the Rainforest Cafe in a number of years. So, does anyone have a more recent encounter with that restaurant? I remember liking it last time I ate there, but it's just been a long time.
I think it's a really good option for kiddos because they're, the menu is really kid friendly, and I think the environment is a lot of fun too.
Yeah,
So
it is.
I wouldn't be afraid to take a kid there just because it's a chain. I think it's a good option.
Yeah.
I'm going to say the experience in itself
Mhm.
it keeps kids entertained. You know, sometimes when you're waiting for a meal, it's hard and you have to find crayons or whatever
Mhm.
else in your purse that you've got. And I feel like at Rainforest, you can just sit and you can look around and the kids can be entertained by just everything that's going on around you. Plus, like Danielle said, a super kid-friendly meal. So I would not shy away from it at all.
Yeah. And also, too, with Animal Kingdom, there are a lot of really good quick service options in that park, too. So if you don't want to try Satuli Canteen or Flame Tree Barbecue, you can go to Pizza Safari and you can get, pizza, or you can go to Restaurantosaurus and you can get a burger. And, so they do have more kid-friendly quick service options than the ones we talked about, too. Yes, it's so good. Even my 5-year-old likes it. No, you can't right now. Typically you can, you can't right now because of the mask policy. Yeah, you're welcome. Ooh, we're probably going to be divided on this because I think Katie and I already answered. We would probably say Topolino's. Would you say Topolino's, Katie?
Mm-hmm.
I would say Topolino's.
I'd
Chrissy?
say Garden Grill.
Yeah.
Garden Grill.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. All right. I think that was it. Well, thank you everybody so much for joining us tonight for Sundays with MMT. We had a lot of fun chatting on this topic. We love to talk about Disney food, as you can tell. You can actually still find it in the group, but there have been other Sundays with MMTs, and you can typically just search by that hashtag Sundays with MMT, where we have talked about other food related topics, be it how to do Disney without the dining plan or other things like that. So if Disney food is what you're searching for, you can definitely find that as well. Oh, we just had another question come through. Best hot dog on property. Ooh.
Casey's
Casey's
when it's
Corner?
open.
Yeah, Casey's is
not
closed
open
right now. But there's also a pretty killer hot dog food truck over at Disney Springs that's a good alternative to Casey's right now, where they have pretty good hot dogs too. And then in Galaxy's Eggs, there is the Ronto Roasters, which isn't technically a hot dog. It's more of like a sausage, but it's pretty good. I think that was our last one. Let's see. Yep. So if you would like to get some information from any of the agents that you heard from tonight about planning a trip to Disney World or anywhere else, feel free to reach out to us. If you hopped on the video late, all of our contact information is at the beginning of the video, but it is the same price to book your vacation through a Marvelous Mouse Travels agent as it is to book it yourself on Disney's website. And yet you get personalized planning assistance, you get advice, you get firsthand restaurant recommendations, and a whole lot of other stuff too. So feel free to reach out if you'd like some information about that. And we hope that you will join us next Sunday at 8 p.m. for another episode of Sundays with MMT. Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.